get more on that breaking news we told you about just before the break. BP said to be planning to sell its Alaskan assets to Apache. Apache, the largest independent U.S. oil company by market share. Bloomberg News' Jeff McCracken has been following this story. And Jeff, before the break, we were saying that this deal is for about $10 to $11 billion in all-cash transaction here?
Correct. All cash is key. That's how the deal is being put together right now. I guess things could change at the end. It is a bit fluid, but it looks like we could have a deal, if not Monday, sometime next week. And I think that's what's striking, is how quickly this has all come together. The deal itself just really started being discussed not that long ago, and here they are, on the cusp of a deal. I think from BP's standpoint, what's key is they're trying to get a lot of things done by July 27th when they announce earnings. So they'd like to have a lot of things teed up, asset sales and other things that they can show investors, show the outside world.
You talked a little bit about what this means for Apache. I mean, is this a game changer for Apache for about a $29 billion company? This is a pretty big acquisition.
Absolutely, when you're looking at $10 or $11 billion. And then they're going to lever themselves up a bit because it is an all-cash transaction. But I think they have, as I said earlier, they have a good reputation for taking older assets and doing something with them, or doing more with them than the previous owner.
And Jeff, this also shows investors, I would guess, that BP is not radioactive, that they do have assets some people want and folks want to do business with them.
Exactly, that's exactly right. Perhaps there's a bit of a gun to their head to sell some assets, but this isn't a bad time. People seem to value what they have, and they seem to be getting full and fair pricing. It's not like they're selling at the bottom of the market. They are getting good prices for these assets, and that's in part why the deal is moving so quickly. And investors are willing to put money into it.
And speaking of moving quickly, I assume regulatory approval. I mean, the government has at least said that it wants BP to be able to have the money at its disposal to pay for all the costs.
Right. One would assume that it should roll right through that process as well. They're looking to raise it, $20 billion is the fund that they said that they need. So obviously deals like this, and they've said they've got other things they're looking at selling outside the United States.
And I believe our Adam Johnson is standing by in the newsroom. AJ, you wanted to jump in here?
Yeah, well, there are really two issues, of course. The price that you're paying, and of course, you look at the stock, it's now down, Apache that is, about $1.90, and of course, how they're going to finance it. Those are really the two concerns. It's sort of a tug of war, because on the one hand, you talk to analysts like Bill Featherston over at UBS. He says this is actually pretty a cheap deal. It's 2.2 to 2.5 times cash flow. Intuitively, it sounds cheap. On the other hand, how do they finance it? And of course, part of the financing looks like it's going to be with debt. That means they're going to take their leverage up. So that's a little bit of a concern, given that they're already spending about $1 billion for Devon assets in the Gulf of Mexico. We're talking Apache here, as well as $3 billion to buy Mariner Energy. So obviously, Apache going on a huge buying spree, getting the assets cheap, but they're taking leverage up at the same time.
Right. And I think what you've got here is a situation where BP wanted all the cash that they could get, and it looks like the market and the banks like Bank of America and Goldman Sachs, who are advising Apache, they're willing to pony up billions of dollars to help get this deal done. But to your point, Apache is going to lever themselves up quite a bit. It's $10 to $11 billion in all cash likely, and they're out trying to raise $6 to $7 billion, and it looks like they're going to be able to do that as part of the deal.
Back on the BP side, following Tony Hayward's whirlwind world tour trying to raise money, does this say good things about him and about his prospects for holding on to his job?
I think it shows that he has things at his disposal, if you will, that he can do. It's not like he's at his last straw. He's got assets he can sell, and again, to my earlier point, he's got assets people like and they're willing to give him money for. So he's got opportunities out there to get himself out of this.
Jeff, in our last 15 seconds, BP, are they done shopping assets around?
No. They've got other assets. I think most of them are a little bit smaller, and they're outside the United States, in Argentina and Vietnam, other places like that. So you'll probably see some more BP deals over the next weeks and months.
Jeff McCracken on the BP Apache story. First appearance on Bloomberg TV.
It is. Thank you.
Welcome. Very nicely done. Thank you so much.